Let's just start a brand new revolution. I know you won't do it, but let me just throw it out here. Let me just, this is crazy idea. Wait for it. It's going to be bigly, huge. How about you go out of your way to grab one of these Chinese-made devices, go to whichever internet browser you can, and start looking up Black-owned, Black-operated, Black-constructed brands that you can wear and use proudly. Starting a business should not be something that's hard for you, even if you need to scale your business. Do me a favor right now. Shoot me a DM on Instagram with the word coach at TheBusinessBully, and we'll see what we can make happen for you. Let's talk about China. China. Apparently, the internet's going crazy because people, for the first time, have woken up to the fact that the majority of luxury goods, whether they are bags or shoes or computers or any type of digital equipment, are made in China. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm getting something from the I Never Knew TV production office. Junior, what? Okay, I'll let them know. Sorry about that. I know we're supposed to be talking about China, but we just got breaking news. Water is wet, the sky is blue, and Michael Jordan is still the greatest to ever do it. How do you not know this? The majority of businesses, I don't care if it's Louis Vuitton, I don't care if it's Christian Louboutin, I don't care if it's Cartier or Apple. Most of their stuff is made in China. And the same factories that are doing the knockoffs are the same factories that are printing and creating and stitching together the quote unquote real deal that you're paying all this money for. This isn't new. This is not a drill. This has been going on. And the only reason you're knowing about it right now is because of the tariffs. The tariffs are going crazy. Everybody's upset about the tariffs. And so you've got these Chinese influencers telling you things that should have been common sense. Because if you open your bag and you look, there's a tiny little tag. And 9 times out of 10, it says made in Italy, assembled in China. Let that sink in for a minute. Made in Italy, assembled in China. From Cupertino, California, assembled in China, made in China. The thing that you're paying so much for, because you spent $1,500 on this just to be like, Negro, you ain't up on this, has always been made in China by, I don't want to use the politically incorrect term of sweatshop laborers, but let's just say laborers that come in cheaper than Americans do. This should not be a newsflash to you, but because you're more concerned about what people think about you, and because you haven't put enough time in on putting greatness inside of you, you're worrying about greatness being placed on you. So yeah, you got that bag, you got that outfit, you got those dope pair of J's, you got the latest Dior Nike collaboration, you got the brand new Supreme sneakers, or whatever your things you use to get your jollies off on. The majority of it has always been made in China, at least for the past 2 decades. And somehow you think you've just cracked some big old Scooby-Doo mystery. Well, I hate to break it to you, Fred and Velma, but you haven't. This ain't news to anybody with 2 connected brain cells, an internet connection, and some common sense. But that's never stopped you before. Now you're like, oh, China's going off. They showing us. Oh, this is bad. No, it only shows how much of a sucker you are, because you're not realizing that all this stuff has always been made in China and you've been grossly overpaying that. You're driving fancy cars, but living in rundown apartments. You got a brand new computer, but you don't do anything with it but show people how dope your computer is. You got all these gadgets and doohickeys, but you don't have anything going on in that 2 square feet of real estate in between your ears called a brain to realize that you should be monetizing everything instead of spending so much time on Chinese assembled goods to try and impress people you don't like in order to get ahead somehow. It don't work. It's a sucker's bet. And everybody's got the thing that they love because everybody's operating out of their trauma. But I need you to realize that your trauma bond should not be taking place in your bank account. Your trauma bond should be taking place on a therapist's couch. So go ahead and be mad that you just discovered that your favorite, exclusive bag or your favorite pair of sneakers is being assembled by somebody who does not look like you, who's experiencing not making a whole lot of money while you're giving a whole lot of money to faceless corporations in order to impress people who aren't like you. Let's just start a brand new revolution. I know you won't do it, but let me just throw it out here. Let me just, this is crazy idea. Wait for it. It's going to be bigly, huge. How about you go out of your way to grab one of these Chinese-made devices, go to whichever internet browser you can, and start looking up Black-owned, Black-operated, Black-constructed brands that you can wear and use proudly. That way you won't feel like you're getting got. But we all know that the majority of you won't, because the last thing you want to do is to be able to tie a face with what you're financially supporting. But you got no problem supporting the BETs of the world. You got no problem supporting the Ralph Lauren's of the world or the Louis Vuittons of the world. You got no problem supporting Gucci because, you know, Dapper Dan got a job. So, Hall's right with the world there. If maybe you prioritize Blackness as much as you prioritize white adjacency through your financial choices, maybe that China and the fact that they're capitalizing off of your ignorance wouldn't come as such a shock to you. Make sure you comment, rate, and subscribe, and tune in right here to I Never Knew TV. And if you've got a question for Ask Dave Anderson, you can always email Dave at businessbullyshow.com or shoot me a DM at TheBusinessBully on Instagram. We'll see you next time.